Jordan, doing this podcast with you and having listeners from all around the world is such a joy. We get to make these awesome episodes about how to solve this problem, how to do this, how to overcome that, and just empower parents. But today, It's kind of fun because I kind of just invented this podcast title and this episode just in my head. I just thought okay, I got these hacks. I got these 3 things that I've seen other family use. I've seen these hacks that when I look at some of the best parents I know, they use them all the time. And I'm just going to let's just make a whole episode on these 3 hacks.
Okay,
please.
That's
good. That'll take your parenting from here to here. And they're new. So if you've listened to me, have never heard me say these things before, and I'm pumped to share them.
So this is going to just help us in our everyday life as parents, right? These 3 hacks. This is it.
Yeah.
This is
we'll spend the first one is so freaking good.
Okay.
It's so underrated. No one ever talks about it. We're going to spend most of the time on today's episode, which will be a short one because we're filming 2 episodes here in one day because I'm going camping on the beach in Santa Cruz, California. And so it'll be a short episode. And Jordan, you're heading up to Tennessee, to Dollywood with your family soon. So
we'll run into Dolly, say hey. No, I'm just teasing. She's not there. But it's pretty cool. It's a theme park in Tennessee. And no, I've only been there one time, and I had the best time. I'm like, dude, this is so cool. So we're going to go back. We're going to do the water park this year before summer's over. Before summer's over, getting our last summer road
things.
Trip.
Okay, so before I tell you what the hack is, let me just ask you a question. What makes you laugh? What makes you laugh, Jordan?
Oh, what makes me laugh? Okay, you ready for this? You're probably not ready to hear me say this, but panda bears. These panda bear videos of them just rolling down the snowy hill or chewing on food and getting scared. Dude, panda bears crack me up. I tell you right now, you need to Google panda bears and just watch them. They are the funniest creatures out there.
Oh my God.
That makes me laugh every time I watch them.
Say that.
Laugh
I love it.
So hard. My son, when he giggles or pretends to do something, the little one that has, he has Down syndrome, he cracks me up by just trying to say the words we say, right? I'll turn off the TV and just watch them, and it is so funny. Yeah. Sometimes my kids will do adult things, and I'll start to crack up and think, "Wow, this is really happening. They're becoming little adults, and it's making me laugh." Yeah. And then I cry myself to sleep later that night. And then a good comedian, make me laugh. What makes you laugh? What makes Sean Donohue laugh?
Do you have a favorite comedian right now, or someone you really like, an actor? Or
I like Jim Gaffigan because he's clean. He can be funny.
He's so good. He's so good.
I don't like some of the super dirty ones, and there's stuff that makes me laugh, but. You'll see one little bits from one here and there, which is funny. So
yeah, cool.
What about you, man? What makes you laugh?
First thing I think of is Will Ferrell. I mean, it's just my generation.
He's great.
I just love Will Ferrell. He doesn't really make money movies recently over the last have you noticed that since COVID?
Yeah.
But that makes me laugh. You know what makes me laugh is I have a friend and his name is Charlie. I've mentioned him before. You can see him in some of my Instagram stories. He's got a lot of tattoos. He used to be in a rock band out of LA. And his wife, Sarah Camarillo, she's a social media and content creator. And so sometimes Charlie will do this voice where he's making fun of Sarah. And it just always gets me. He goes something like this, Sarah, oh my gosh, am I not holding the camera the right way? Oh my gosh, I don't want to put any dirty dirt on this. Oh gosh. And Sarah kind of giggles, but she kind of rolls her eyes. It just totally gets me going. Yeah.
And the memes that are coming out right now with everything, dude, they crack me up. There's some of the people are so creative when it comes to good meme making capabilities. They just get me going.
There's this guy named, I think his name's Simon Challand. He's a super famous
meme creator,
but only for parent content.
Yeah.
And I asked him, "Hey, can you come on the podcast?"
Yeah.
And he said, "I don't know. Let me think about it." Because I don't think he does. I don't know if you know. He doesn't do that's not what he does for a job. He has a regular job.
Right.
He just makes hilarious content on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that.
You know what's funny? Some of the funniest people are really big introverts, man. They don't to be out and about, but they'll create this content that just makes you crack up.
Right, but let's talk about introverted and laughter, because if you're watching a funny movie, isn't it so much more fun to watch it with somebody? If you go to a comedy club, isn't it more fun to laugh with somebody? If you're laughing by yourself is nothing compared to laughing with another person. Laughter really brings people together.
You share that experience together. I purposely haven't seen Deadpool because I don't want to go by myself. I'm waiting for some buddies to go with because I want to laugh with them. I know I'm going to laugh.
That movie just broke the record for the highest grossing rated R movie of all time, the new Deadpool rated R movie.
I know.
Yeah, laughter. But this is the parenting hack. Here's the thing. Most of us as parents, it's hard every day. If you're a stay-at-home parent, it's hard. If you're a working parent, it's hard. But here is the hack. Use silliness. Use silliness.
Right.
To build connection with your kids, which then will build obedience and cooperation. Let me give you some examples, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with younger kids. Your kid doesn't want to put their shoes on because they're 3.
Right.
And you're like, put your shoes on. Put your shoes on.
And then you make a farting noise and they laugh.
Yes, and then you take the little shoes, like, oh, hey, how are you doing today? And the other shoe is like talking, I'm not doing too good. Oh, why not? Because I don't want to put my shoes on. Oh, yeah, I know. And you take 30 seconds out of your day to just say, okay, well, what will make you feel better? I need some feet to step into me. If some feet were to step into me, then I will feel better.
All right.
And then now your kid, who's 3, is putting their feet in, and everyone's giggling. All right, let's say you got a 6-year-old who's just bouncing off the walls, and they're annoying you. You're like, hey, what are you doing? I don't know. Well, hey, should I bounce off the walls with you? And then you start bouncing like them.
Right.
You like that? Are we having fun? And you do it with a nice, funny thing. Like, this is such a hack that is so underrated. Let's say your teenager just comes out, and they're all salty. Like, and you're like, oh, yeah, how's it going? Yeah? I don't know. How are you doing? Yeah.
We all know that answer.
Right. Like, I have
response.
a teenager, and Miley, whenever, like, there's a tense moment, she doesn't do it very much because I told her it's so funny. She'll look at me and she'll go cross-eyed. And she's like the best.
On accident or on purpose?
No, on purpose.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And she can make one eye go one direction.
Are you serious?
And she can make the other guy in a different direction.
Oh, that's talent.
I cannot not laugh.
That is talent. You're all mad and yelling at her, and she does the cross-eyed thing, and you get
dude,
off.
and it breaks me every time. And now I realize with her, I do this a lot. I probably do this every 2 weeks, but you can't do it too much. Like, if she's acting all salty, I'll stare at her, and I'll be like, and I'll just like make like a little face.
Yeah.
And then she's like, that's not funny.
Right.
And I'll just stare her down, and I'll do it again. And she's like, stop. And I won't stop because I know her. Like, with my other daughter, you have to stop. Not with this daughter. And I'll be like, and then she'll start laughing.
So what's the fine line between the funny dad and the one that makes the kids laugh versus the annoying dad? Like, Dad, you're so annoying.
They're the same. They're the same.
They're the same person.
If you're gonna be silly, you're gonna know your kids. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's an Instagram account
tell me
out
some
there
stories. Yeah.
that's called Dad Says Jokes. Crazy good dad jokes for anybody who wants them. I just said a joke to the kids the other day and made them laugh. I said, guys, why isn't a koala bear in the bear family? And they're like, the koala bear is not in the bear family? I'm like, no, because it doesn't have the qualifications. They were cracking up. It's the silliest, dumbest joke, but they got them laughing.
So
got them laughing.
That's part of being a good parent is, you're a little silly and they don't think you're funny.
Right.
And
my wife will do
okay.
accents.
They reject you.
She'll do an accent. Oh, yeah. And she has, like, personalities. Like, she'll have names for these people, right? She'll do Vladimira, and it's like a thick Ukrainian and Irish, or not Irish, but Russian accent. Do you want Vladimira to come out? And it's, like, more of the punishing person. And then she'll have, I don't remember the other person's name, but she'll have someone from, like, Europe come out. She's so good with accents, and then they crack up. It's hilarious.
I did it last night with one of my daughters. She's the daughter who doesn't normally do well with his humor. I was like, hey, guys, because we just moved to a new house, and we had spaghetti, and I didn't know where the little spaghetti scooper. Yeah. Hey, do you guys know where the scooper is? It should be right in that drawer. No, I looked in the drawer. Do you know where else, other drawers it could be? It's in the drawer. I was like, I just looked in the drawer. And she's like, look, it's right here. So she stands up, she opens the drawer, and it's up, and I'm staring at it, and it's not in there. And I was like, okay, so where is it? And I'm trying to make her laugh by that. Like, so where is it? Am I not seeing it? But she was like, ugh, and she got upset.
Of course.
I didn't apologize. But, it's like that line, right? If you're going to be silly, it's not going to go well. But that's part of the key. If you're going to be the silly parent, you can't take their responses personally.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let their rejection of your humor bring you down.
Right.
And you have to kind of know your children. Some children are more into the silliness than others. That's the key, I think, to being silly.
So with this point, what are we hoping for with the outcome? Is this just to build more of a bond with our kids?
What a great question.
To have them
What a great question.
enjoy our presence even though they pretend to hate it?
In 2 ways.
Okay.
Let me answer that in 2 ways. The first way I want to respond to that question is this. On average, people laugh 18 times a day, but the range can be as low as 0 or as high as 89. Laughter tends to increase throughout the day, peaking in the evening. People are 30 times more likely to laugh when others are around, and laughter is highly contagious. There's health benefits to laughter. Laughter can help with pain relief. It can trigger endorphins in the brain, which can provide pain-killing sensations. It's a stress reduction. It can lower adrenaline levels and reduce cortisol and stress hormone. A single laughter session can reduce cortisol levels by 37%. Mood improvement. Would anyone here, raise your hands, like to see their kids' mood improve? Anybody?
Hear, hear.
Well, laughter
Yes.
can improve mood and make a body's physical emotional response to stress less intense. Would anyone like to have healthy kids, not obese? Childhood obesity is a serious thing. Well, laughing for a few minutes can burn 10 to 40 calories, and laughing for 15 minutes, like a good Seinfeld episode or Friends episode, can be equivalent to getting 2 hours of sleep.
I also heard there's an equivalent to doing ab workout, laughing for this much time is equivalent to doing 20 sit-ups. I'm like, all right, that sounds good.
Would you like to improve your relationships with your spouse, with your children? Well, laughter can help strengthen relationships. In fact, one study, couples who laughed together after discussing something that irritated them felt better. And they had a higher relationship satisfaction than couples who didn't laugh. And lastly, laughter can help people see problems from a different perspective, reduce anxiety, and increase energy levels. Jordan, laughter is the jam, dude.
Well, laughter is the medicine. That's what they say, right? I mean, think about the whole movie
Laughter
of
is
Patch
medicine.
Adams, right? The Robin Williams
Ooh,
movie.
Patch Adams, Robin Williams.
Where he's a doctor and he
Great
uses
movie.
laughter to help people enjoy life.
I want to talk about another man's wife really quick.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I like my wife. I like
Okay.
being married to her a lot.
Okay, good. I'm glad you
But
put that disclaimer out there.
My buddy told me a story about his wife a long time ago. 18 years ago, this man Caleb told me about his wife. And it made me jealous. So he says, you know what I do? Because I was venting with him about how I was young and married. He's a little bit older than me. He's like, yeah, man, I was venting with him about an argument I was having with Danielle. You
Sure.
with me?
Uh-huh.
He says, you know what I do sometimes? I was like, please tell me. Tell me what to do.
Give
He
me
says,
the answer.
I'll walk out of the room and I'll just come back and I'll be buck naked. And my wife will just start cracking up.
He told you that?
And he's like, and it makes everything better.
Oh my gosh, that is
And I was like,
hilarious.
wouldn't that be cool if everybody had a wife who was like that? Because most people have a husband who's like that.
Right.
But, right? Most people have a husband who's like that, but most people don't have a wife who's like that. That was a good comment.
Oh my gosh, that's the golden egg right there for anybody listening. Like, oh, I'm gonna try this. That's gonna get you a
Right.
response.
That
and a
is
half.
5-star.
It's obviously
That's
been
5
with Sean for
stars.
20 years. He's remembered this conversation.
I mean, seriously, I can't speak for any other man, but I would like to believe that. I don't want to, it's a family show, so you got to keep it PG here. But for many men, if they're in the middle of an argument with their wife, you know where I'm going with this, and their wife were to leave the room
And come back.
and then come back wearing a different type of suit, that argument is over and
so
everyone's
funny.
doing just fine.
That is so funny and so
Big
true.
difference in the male and female bodies, though. That's right.
The
and
guy
how we
does
do
that, and it's like, get the you know what out of here. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But imagine like you're a parent here as we wrap this little tip one up, and you're used to threatening your kids.
Yeah.
Hey, one more time and you're grounded. Hey, don't touch your sister. You touch her one more time, you lost your screen time for the day. Hey, don't talk back at me.
Right.
Go to your room.
What'd you say? Right.
Imagine you change your responses to something silly, to something connecting that just brings that connection to your kid. Like, you know, it's like, hey, what's going on, man? You guys, you're touching your sister? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why? You got a crush on your sister? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What are you touching? You like touching people? You want to touch me? Touch me on the face. It's just like, I'm just being weird
Right,
now,
right. Yeah.
Just like silly, weird,
Yeah.
funny stuff.
And it could be hard for some of us who aren't, that's not like our, what's the word? Like, I don't have a single funny bone in my body or whatever the saying is, where like some people just don't laugh. They're just so serious. But I think Sean's challenging you just to try to be dorky for a little bit, try to get in. I think it'll work out. That's a great first tip, man. I'm going to do more of that.
Before we move on to the next thing, do you have any music that when you put that music on, it like instantly changes your mood?
Oh, for me?
Yeah,
I was going to say for the kids. The kid, you put on that
kids.
Cotton Eye Joe song. When I'd been for Cotton Eye Joe and I've been married a long time ago. Oh, they'll start dancing and jumping around, or dance monkey, dance monkey, dance monkey.
Really?
Oh. They love that song.
That's a good.
They
My daughter loves
Oh,
that
they
song.
love that song.
So
They'll
just
get
like
dance. For my wife,
we
it's
can't always
Pitbull.
make up
Anything
jokes.
Pitbull related, she'll just start.
Pitbull.
Oh man,
Pitbull is so
he knows how to
good.
party. His songs are great.
Dude, Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull. So just like we can't always make jokes, but do you ever like just turn on music and you see the mood of the house just change, or you just start dancing, dance parties?
Yes.
Right?
It
These are
can really
great
help
hacks.
like lift your spirits. Sometimes like even just like some morning cup of Joe music, elevator music on a Saturday morning when people are on screens, you turn it on.
Is that your vibe?
I just like that in the
tell
morning.
Tell me the type of music you listen to right now. When you turn it on, it takes you to a different planet.
Oh, dude,
Maybe it's
so
like lo-fi or-
today, I've been driving and all you hear is political stuff on talk radio. And sometimes I like listening to someone talk about stuff. So then I'll go to sports and then they're talking about something that just stresses me out. So then I busted it out on like the symphony channel. And it was like an orchestra playing. And I was like, this is my jam right now. Like I'm just windows down. You got the pianist and the horns and everything's, and I'm just like, I'm just so chill, and it really relaxed me.
Yes. That's why we need more laughter and good music like that. Now I got 2 more tips for y'all, and they're going to be shorter than the first one because I told you I'm really into that first one. So I'm realizing now that last week's episode, where we did a back to school episode, we talked a lot about the psychology of carrots and sticks.
That's right.
About how to motivate a donkey, you can give it a sweet carrot, something pleasurable, or you can hit it with a stick, a pain. And so I've used the psychology of carrots many times with my kids to get them to do things that they didn't want to do, but I wanted them to do them. Let me share a couple ideas of how you could use carrots. And if you like this idea, then go back to listen to last week's episode because we share even more ideas on carrots and sticks in that episode. Okay, so one of my first memories of doing this was one of my daughters wanted one of those. It's right when water bottles were becoming popular. So this was like 7 years ago, and they were like $40 to $60 for a water bottle. So she comes up to me, my 9-year-old, and says, "Hey, can you buy me a water bottle?" I'm like, "What? No."
Don't you have water fountains? Right. Right.
God gave you 2 hands, man.
Yeah.
Lap it up.
Uh-huh.
I was like, "No, those are very expensive. Maybe for your birthday or Christmas." Like, I really want one. Like, everyone has them. I'll be drinking water if you buy one for me. I said, "No, but here's what we'll do. How about we make a deal? You mow the lawn in the front, and I'll show you how. I'll help you. I'll turn it on. And in exchange, I will buy you a water bottle. No, Dad, I don't know how to use a lawnmower, but I just wanted her to mow the lawn.
Right.
I wanted her to get, comfortable, like getting out there doing
yard work. Sure.
Sweaty. And so she did it. She's out there mowing the lawn, working hard. It's a no assist motor, and the weeds were so high, so you had to really push. And
you're like, you know what, you did a
sharing the
good
water
job, but that edging work you need some work on that edging. All right, let me show you how to get this edger right in there.
Edgy. Another idea. If you want your kids to read, whether it be in the summer or during the school year,
That'd be great.
say, okay, hey, instead of just buying you this toy, you read this book. In exchange, I'll give you this much money or give you this much credit. I'll tell you a story about a client in a second. Here's what you do. Let's say you have some high school kids and you want them to read books on money, finance.
Right.
You want them to take a personality. I made a deal with my daughter, and I paid her this much money. In exchange, she took this Strengths Finders assessment, which is like a really popular business book. Just instead of just buying things for kids, have them do things. You want a couple more stories?
Well, I mean, you said you had one from a client. I think you're basically becoming the employer, and I'm working for you to give me a paycheck, right? I mean, that's a simple form of it, but you're doing it with other kind of goods and whatever they want to do. Maybe it's a trip. Maybe it's like, I really want to go here for my birthday. It's like, okay, well then we need this. Yes. We need good grades.
Well, a trip might be expensive. A trip to Disneyland or a trip to your local amusement park, like a trip to a baseball game or a sports game or the ballet, that having them earn that by behavior or by working towards a goal, then it's just a win-win for everyone.
Right.
Because you win because you get your child to do this thing that they wouldn't maybe have normally done. And then they win because they get this experience. But then you win again.
Right. Because you get to spend time with them.
Now you're right.
Yeah.
To celebrate their success, now you're bonding over that.
Yeah, don't
It's
just
a win-win-win.
give them everything, right? Remember Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? What is it, Veruca? Was that the one who wanted the golden egg, and her dad would pay anyone
Salt.
to give it to her,
Horrible,
and she was
yeah.
just a spoiled little you-know-what. Like, you have to to enjoy, something, working for it helps with that joy. So knowing you did something, your kid did something and achieved a goal, they're gonna like that, whatever it is, that much more.
My team and I work with a lot of really hurting parents who are
I'm
just
sure
so
you do.
stuck. And
And these parents probably just want to give our kid anything. So like, we'll buy you whatever to make you happy.
Right. Yeah, they just feel like they've tried everything. So they come to me, and either through private one-on-one sessions or the membership, I show them what they need to solve their problems. And the success rate is very high, it's just close to 100%. So, because there is ways to solve problems. One of the biggest problems I ever met was a long time ago, probably 11 years ago. And this teenager was addicted to the internet, addicted to scrolling, and was very depressed, very anxious, hated school, very bad grades. And she had recently taken a bunch of pills to try to kill herself. And the single mother was just totally lost, did not know what to do. Also because the teenager was refusing any type of therapy. So I went in there and I have this kind of like process. I call it the in-home healing plan. It's all customizable based on the family at need. But here's one of the tools we did with this teenager. We'll call her Rachel. I said, Rachel, we'll make a deal with you. If you stop hurting yourself, if you go to school and earn C's and above, if you meet with Sean in family meetings, if you do some chores, if you pick a sport, she picked boxing, then your mother will take you and one friend to Comic-Con and give you $500 to spend.
Fun. Comic-Con.
And she lit up. She had never imagined that she'd ever be able to go to Comic-Con. The carrot was so big and so good. She wanted it so bad. She was willing to do things she did not want to do to get that carrot because it was such a big, beautiful, juicy carrot.
Hey, can I ask
And
you a
it was
question?
hard.
And
Yeah.
I don't think this is crossing boundaries with too much info from this family, but How did the family know that was the golden ticket for her? Because sometimes our kids are stone boxes and we don't know what they want.
We didn't. Sometimes kids are so spoiled, like they already go to Comic-Con, so why would they work for it?
Right.
They already have $100, soccer cleats every year.
Right.
Why would they work for it?
Right.
They already travel to Hawaii, Cancun, Bahamas. Why would they work for it? They already have year-round volleyball. Why would they work for anything? So, but what I found is that when you just stop that type of enabling and that entitlement, all kids are willing to work for things. Even that includes screen time. They will work hard for screen time. They will work for anything they want. Everybody will work for things they want.
And to just fast forward, did she do all those things? And did she did. Was she a success story?
Yeah, she did.
Oh my gosh! And she went to Comic-Con and had a great time.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she took a friend.
Dude, that's
totally
awesome.
Bonding. Her and her mom healed. Bonding. Mom took her there.
That's a great story.
She did it. She met with me. She did a lot of hard work. She healed up. She sure did not like meeting with me. She hated me, man.
Sure.
She hated me. She just. Maybe she liked me, maybe she didn't, but she did not like these meetings because I pushed her hard to heal and to get better.
Good.
So,
good job.
I remember one time this teenager, he refused to leave his bedroom. He didn't go to school. He stayed in his bedroom for 2 weeks. His dad would go to work and he would sneak out of the bedroom to get food. And then as soon as dad would come, he would go back to his bedroom. Mm-hmm. He would lock himself in there. And dad took his screens away. Didn't matter. The kid would read books. And that's a bad situation, dude. That's like really bad. So long story short,
you had to push him.
We had to work our magic. We had to do a lot of different things. We said,
smoked him out.
If you start doing these things, then we will buy you a new airsoft gun.
Ooh.
We will arrange a ride for you to go airsofting once a week.
Right. They have facilities for that. It's kind of like paintballing. Yep. Okay.
Yep. It's like paintballing. Yep. That will be part of your exercise. And that'll be part of your carrot, and we'll give you certain things back that you've lost. You've got to do these things. And the carrot was so good. He got really healthy, and he made some new friends. Healed up his relation with his dad, all because of airsoft.
So we got to find out what that is. And that comes to us parents, right? You got to listen. You got to talk. You got to figure out what that carrot is, whether big or small. Yeah. But you get an incentive, and they'll want to work for it.
Everybody wants something.
Yeah.
Everybody wants things. Every kid will be willing to work for stuff.
Right.
You just have to stop giving it to them.
That's exactly right.
If
we got to.
One last.
Right. I'm just trying to think of how.
One last tip.
Okay, go ahead.
Should we go to last tip?
Yes, please. Yes.
This one's probably requires its whole episode on this, but everyone use your imagination. Think back to your childhood, and not think back to your current life as a parent. And can you think of some creative things that you do that brings the whole family together? Now, like something fun, like going camping together.
Not a 15-hour road trip in the van.
Amusement parks. Amusement parks. One of my greatest memories of my life was during COVID. COVID brought our family together so tightly. We brought a pontoon. We went on the boat together, and then we watched a lot of movies. But because we got 5 people in the family, and we had one tween and one teenager, we argued about movies a lot, Jordan.
Yeah. My kids, in today's world with the screen addiction and the swipe addiction like you're talking about, movies are too long. They want a beginning, middle, and end in 8 seconds. It's amazing. So, like, I love movies. I mean, I still love a Friday night, the idea of going to Blockbuster, getting 3 movies, some popcorn, some candy, and going home and sitting and watching several movies.
Dude,
we don't have that
right
anymore.
Now, man. I'm flying to Georgia. Let's do that.
I mean, I would love to do that. So I enjoy watching movies every night if I could, or through the weekend. And the kids just have no interest. And sometimes I have to force them. Like, no, we're watching Dora the Explorer.
That's what she says.
Or,
yeah.
But when they sit down and watch it, they actually like, oh, that was pretty good. But I had to like force you to sit down and watch that because they don't want that right now. It's tough.
Crazy. So here's the deal we made in COVID. We said, okay. Every time we do a family movie night, we're going to rotate. You get to pick the first movie. No arguments. You pick the next movie, then mom picks the movie, then I pick the movie.
Okay.
Like, well, what if I don't want to watch the movie? Well, then you don't have to watch the movie, but it's family movie night.
Right.
And so we should all watch the movie together. Well,
Right.
what if my sister picks a movie
That I don't like.
is like really, really bad that I hate?
Right.
Well, then you can watch it or not watch it. Like, well, that's not fair. Yes, it is fair. Like, we work together, and then hopefully you pick a movie with your family members in mind.
Right.
So you don't so I'm not sitting there picking like some rated R movie, you know what I
No,
mean?
no, of course not.
Like,
of course not.
Pick movies.
You probably
I don't know,
watched
it's just a little
Caddyshack
simple
and
thing.
Happy Gilmore. No, I don't know what
Will
you-
Ferrell movies.
Will
yeah. It's
Ferrell
just
movies. There you go.
It's just think of little things you can do on a regular basis, besides family dinners, to kind of bring the family meeting.
Yeah.
Family and family meetings to bring the families together.
We've tried
As
the
we wrap
board
up this
games.
episode,
We've
yeah,
tried the
tell me
board
some things
games.
that
They
work
love
for you guys.
Monopoly, but that game takes forever, so it's always like, oh man,
Too
we're
long,
it's
dude.
too long. I got this. My son and I played Battleship. That's fun every once in a while. So we'll do a puzzle as long as it's easy enough. Card games are fun. They're starting to get into that, so that could be cool.
Yeah.
We will, all go to the pool together. We do the lake
There
a
you
lot.
go. There you go.
We like to
And
do
the
stuff
boat.
as a
And you
family.
have a
yeah,
boat.
and then we got a boat, so we do boat days.
That's an investment.
It is.
That's definitely
It
something that
creates a
brings
lot of
families
smiles, and you can
Yeah, it
get
does.
you can get very affordable boats out there. You just look on Marketplace, man. They're out there.
Yeah, that's the type of thing that changes your family big time
Yeah.
if you become a boat.
And it's a lot of
family.
work for parents to do this, right?
It's,
Like
so much.
I want to
work.
take them to the little pond and go fishing, but then I got to tie all the hooks and go grab the worms and bait everyone's
so much
hook,
work.
but it's fun when they catch the fish, and so it's not going to be easy, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. You're a good parent.
Thank you.
Thank you for
You are
listening to
too.
this podcast. Thank you. And to everyone listening, I want to tell you, Jordan and I are honored to be in your life, and you're a good parent because you care about your kids so much that you're listening to a parenting podcast and you're listening to two grown men just talking about being silly with their kids and amusement parks and just us, breaking painful patterns of our past and showing up to be the loving, mature leaders and teachers that we can be. So I'm thankful for you, listener, for listening to us and letting us share this with you. Jordan, tell us something you're thankful for, and we'll wrap up today.
Shoot, man, this next season of life, no matter what season you're in, all these tips can help you, right? And again, go back to the last episode if you can. I'm really excited about the future, the present, all the memories I have, and of course, how that's going to propel me forward to continue to make the best life as possible for these kids and for my family.